All right, so first of all, I'm going to chapter select. Because it's going to put me in a position where I didn't spend my points, and we're going to be right at the same spot anyway. But I want to put my points into something else. So that's why. I've had 360. I didn't have the Xbox One but from my understanding, the Xbox One and the Series X menu is the same. I think that is the biggest clusterfuck menu of any of them. Okay, so like I was saying, I wanted to talk about why I think the combat in this is pretty ridiculous compared to the other ones. First and foremost, just to get the obvious out of the way, this parry in this game is easily the worst parry in the entire series. Easily. Reason being, it has negative frames. Like a fighting game. Have you ever played a fighting game? You have startup frames. You have active frames that the move is active, right? Makes sense. And then you have recovery frames. In this game, you have massive recovery frames based upon how fast the combat is, right? They throw, they'll throw 10 enemies at you. They'll throw 10 enemies at you with no chill. And that's the problem with the parry, is that if you use it and you miss, bye-bye health. Where in God of War, Chains of Olympus, and God of War 1, there was a penalty to missing the parry, but it wasn't from, oh, you're gonna get punished because of the negative frames. It was because you missed the active frame part, right? So you get punished way more in this game for parrying. Not only do you get punished way more in this game for parrying, the parry in this is inherently worse by default anyway, because in the old games, I don't know if you've noticed, on your light combo, square, square, triangle is exactly the same. He slams it down, it doesn't move. It's exactly the same since God of War 1. But square, square, square is different. It's now linear. And you can whiff this very easily. Very easily. And what does this have to do with the parry? The ender in Chains of Olympus and God of War 1 is the final hit of the light combo ender. And the light combo ender in those games was an AoE. Kratos would swing his blades covering the left and the right, doing light side damage. It would hit enemies and send them flying if they were, small enemies. If it was a Medusa, it would send them flying too. But if it was like a big enemy, they want to go flying. In this game, when you parry, the parry can whiff. He doesn't do an AoE hit anymore. He does this linear move like this, but it has less range and it can whiff. So even if you do get the parry, which is even harder to hit now, and it's more punishing, you can whiff it, and then even if it lands, it doesn't do as much as it used to. So it is literally inherently the worst parry in the entire series. It doesn't help you. The damage is very bad. And when you need it, when you're pressured by enemies, it's really only going to damage like 2 enemies at most. Maybe. So this shit does not help you. What also doesn't help you is what I already went over, the linearity of this. But the rage system that I can't really show you at the moment. So in this game, in the bottom right corner, it's not going to show you because we're not in combat. But there's a rage system in this game. And how it works is that you get stronger and stronger the more you don't get hit. And you can probably already see the problem with that. In God of War, they're throwing 10 enemies at you. One's throwing a ranged weapon behind all other 9 enemies. you're getting rushed in the face by a dude who has an unblockable that you have to roll, and then you're rolling in this game and someone is throwing a, like someone's already throwing a projectile at your way. Getting hit in this game is very easy. It is very easy. So having your comeback factor, which is what Rage of the Gods is, tied to a system where you can't get hit, honestly is very frustrating. Because most of the encounters in this game are just bullshit. And I mean that. You can go back and watch yesterday's VOD. They're complete, utter trash. It's ridiculous what they throw at you in this game. And so your comeback factor doesn't help you because you can't use it because you're getting hit most of the time because the parry, which was your biggest thing to help you, is trash. You can't parry out of situations like you used to be able to. And so what ends up happening is you do this. You literally block and block and block and block as you're getting mauled. You summon this guy who's like OP as fuck. He does so much damage, and then you just go back to blocking and blocking and blocking and blocking and waiting for his timer to come back. That doesn't sound good, does it? It's not. It's pretty bad. Like combat design, it's pretty bad when that is your best option to defend yourself. Not your actual attacks, but this OP ability of you is honestly your best move in this game, which is ridiculous. On top of the fact that like they gave armor to almost every enemy in this game now. So you used to be able to stagger enemies like the Gorgons in God of War 1 and Chains of Olympus. You could stagger them with the ender of your combo. You can barely even get to the end of your combo now in this game because they have so much armor that they just literally eat through your hits anyway. So you can't even stagger them in this game. On top of the fact that like they just did so much against you in this, it's insane. Your ability to come back and be able to fight back is literally down to just abusing these two moves right here, L2 in square and L2 in triangle, because your actual combat is so weak. I don't understand who thought this was a great idea. It makes so many encounters just insanely frustrating. So, we're not starting from the checkpoint that we started from yesterday because I spent 3,000 points leveling these guys up yesterday, and honestly, it was a waste of points. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to level up the Amulet of Ouroboros, which slows down enemies. And we're going to try this instead. And hopefully that this helps us. Because the Fire Blades just didn't do anything for us. The L1 triangle special just does nothing. It's too long. You have no armor and you get wrecked during it, so... Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, hopefully all that made sense. Sounds like Dark Souls stuff. I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know what to compare it to. Oh, cut. I don't know if you saw, but they're having another balance update for Tekken in 3 days. Oh, the whole active... Oh, that's how fighting games are fundamentally... That's how fighting games fundamentally work. You have startup frames, you have active frames, and you have recovery frames. So recovery frames are when you're unsafe. Active frames is basically, or startup frames is basically this. That's a startup frame. From 0 to blank, how fast does this move come out? In Tekken, a 10 frame jab, just a regular punch, is the default for a jab. but not every character has it. Some people have 12 frames. And we're talking out of 60 seconds, right? So 10 active frames out of 60 seconds is 1/6 a second. So some characters will by default have a better jab than other characters because their startup jab is faster. And then active frames, which is basically, this is an active frame. This final smash. How long that animation took for him to slam on the ground and how long it goes is the active frames. And then you being able to move afterwards is the recovery frames. So the recovery frames on it are like less than 10. Because Kratos can move really almost instantly. So, if that makes sense. That's how fighting games function. I did. I restarted the chapter so that I could spend my points on something else. But we're literally right here. It's literally right here. No. Never play fighting games? I've been streaming a lot of Tekken tournaments lately. In fact, there's actually a Tekken tournament today. It starts in an hour and 7 minutes. But unfortunately, I won't be able to watch it on stream. Like I would like to. It's in Lyon, France. I can already see it different with this upgraded amulet. Being able to slow everybody down pretty much is helping us tremendously. Got an SSD for your PS3? Did you install it yet? Which one did you get? Got a team force? Wait, is it an internal SSD or external? Internal? It's internal? Nice. Yeah, I bought one for mine as well. It's pretty nice. It's kind of hard to notice the difference a little bit, but it's still nice to have. I fucked up. I need to get like Persona 5 on the PS3 so I could load up Persona 5 on the PS4. It gains you a few seconds. Yeah, that's true, which is nice. Especially for like an older system. Yeah, that's true. Stop. I put an SSD into my PS4 as well. It was cheap, so you got that one. Yeah, I was gonna ask you on the space if the space is enough for you, but I guess it is, yeah. For me, I had like almost a terabyte of stuff, so I had to go with the bigger one. Yeah, it's more of a difference on the PS4 because it runs off SATA 3 instead of SATA 1. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have many digital downloads. Yeah, I got quite a few. I think digital downloads make up the majority of mine. I create a backup. I have a backup for it just in case. Because of them. I literally just lost 45% of my health, mainly because I got touched once. And I couldn't look. I can't block. I'm getting hit by invisible damage. I lost all my health right there because I got literally comboed to death. Like, I couldn't do anything. The Extreme Beach volleyball games are not on PS3. Sorry. Try again. That's what you did? Yeah, It's a smart idea. The only problem right now is the CMOS battery. Because Sony hasn't changed it to where if the CMOS battery dies, and then you lose access to the timestamps of your purchases on PS3 games, which they need to fix. They've already fixed it with the PS3 and the PS4 and the PS5, so they should fix it for the PS3 too. No. I need to personally look into hardware repair for myself, because I want to, whenever this thing dies, I want to be able to learn how to fix it myself. So I don't have to be relying on other things. Because eventually it will bite the dust, eventually. That's what happens with every electronic. Yeah, but that's... But you already know. You already know that's a one person's thing doesn't represent the case use of everything. You already know that. What's that I redo? I made the amulet level 2. That. So now it's an AoE. Now it's an AoE and it comes out much. It comes out much faster. The cooldown is. If you notice, I'm getting hit by invisible damage. See how Kratos is moving even though he's not getting hit by anything? It's another problem with the game. There's this invisible third enemy somewhere. And you notice how my move didn't, my clone dummy just did one move and then he disappeared. He's supposed to do 3. Like, some things just don't work as intended. Yeah, see, so now I'm literally getting jailed by an invisible third enemy. That's not actually part of the game. There is no third, like, invisible enemies in this game. This game has a lot of bugs. How is it possible? I'll be honest. Focus on things that were just from I don't work at Santa Monica, but from the outside looking in, focusing on things that they should have been not focusing on. AKA adding a multiplayer game to a series that got popular for single player, and that the multiplayer died out within like the first couple of months of release because nobody played it. They probably should have been focused more on what worked rather than what didn't work, or what they haven't tried, but that's just my opinion. You gotta try new things, but there's also the thing of stretching yourself too thin. What game? This game. This game has multiplayer. Yeah, I kid you not. It has multiplayer. Well, it had multiplayer. You can't play it anymore because nobody played it. It got shut down a long, long time ago. 2013 was 2 games got released that were predominantly single-player games that had multiplayer. God of War Ascension and Batman Arkham Origins. Batman Arkham Origins had multiplayer too. Oh, I forgot to mention, The Last of Us was brand new though. I was talking about series that have been around for a while. Series that have been around for a while that had multiplayer when it never did. Which was this and Batman Arkham Origins. And both of their multiplayers got shut down within like a year. Because nobody played them. Yeah, 2013. This came out in 2013. Dead Space? Oh, really? I haven't played Dead Space 3. But yeah, I heard it's pretty bad when compared to the original. I wish I would just start you at the start of the fight so you'd have to watch this over and over and over again. I couldn't even parry right there if I wanted to because I was so slowed down. Get off me. Stop. 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 My parry whip right there. Nice. Can you please stop with the fucking freezing, dude? Oh my god. It's so obnoxious.
Thank you.
Hey, Starry Dancio, thank you for the resub. Thank you for the 16 whole months. At tier 2. Oh, thank you, thank you. Fuck off. Mate. What do you want the player to do right here? What can I do? Like, I'm getting frozen if I try to attack, and then It's so annoying. Yeah, thank you for the 16-month resub. Hardest part in this God of War, it is. Fuck off, mate. Nice try. No. Hey. Yeah, Matt's son, welcome to the stream. Sorry, I had something in my eye. Alright. Alright, hold on. I have something in my eye. Ah. Ow. Okay. Can I play with both my eyes open? Great. Can I block, please? Can I not get hit by invisible damage from an enemy that's not there? Well, that's all I ask, you know? Hey, mullet. Fuck off me. Oh, can we... Enough with the damn Stona spray. Enough. Stop. Fucking spammers. Stop it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's clearly what I want to do, yeah. Fuck off me. I wish I could move. I wish I could do anything. I wish I didn't have to sit here and block for some invisible lightning that drops from an enemy who's not even dropping. Fuck off. Fuck off. Dead. Fuck you. You evade to get out of the way of the tail hit, you get hit by a lightning bolt. Even though she was doing a different move, she still has time to throw out a lightning bolt. Nice. This is literally absurd. Stop it. Stop. With your fucking spam. Piss off. I don't stop with this shit. I tried to get away from you, but I couldn't. I should have just tried to parry him. Stop. Nice. 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 Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. Die. And then I have to roll to the left. No. Lock. Die. Fuck you. Fuck you. This fight's a marathon. The marathon hasn't even started yet. Would you believe if I told you there's 2 sections after this, and if you fail in either of those sections, you go all the way back to this? Would you believe me? Well, you're gonna see. Thankfully, the second one's not as hard as the first one, but the third one, I haven't even been able to get past it. Or even been able to last that long in it. But I say that now and I jinx myself. This is gonna be, like, ridiculously hard. Yeah, God forbid, try to freaking parry anything. Fuck off. Please stop. Stop it. Grab the damn bird that's right in front of your face. Ugh. Like, why are you being so stupid and trying to grab a lady who's ungrabbable? Grab the bird that's literally in front of you. Like, that doesn't even make sense. Why are you trying to grab this unblockable enemy? And instead, the bird that's literally 2 steps away from you, grab it instead. Oh, by the way, don't try to actually combo these ladies because the game gives them so much armor that your attacks don't do jack shit to them. And they just go through your moves. You have to respect everything that they do. God, it's so infuriating. Fuck you. Like, you see, like, I'm actively hitting the lady, yet I can't do any. Like, she staggers the shit out of me. After, like, she goes through my moves after 2 hits. So, all I can do is just 2-hit block, 2-hit block, 2-hit block, 2-hit block, and then she grabs it. And if you hit the wrong QTE, you get fucked. It's like, bro, allow the player to build up some kind of offense. You know, be able to do anything, get some kind of momentum going, something. You get denied at every turn. And you have to play the lame game. You have to sit here and freeze enemies and then abuse this guy. You have to play this is the lame game. Because this turns out to be the safest thing that you can do. Stage 2 is nowhere near as hard as Stage 1, but if we die in the next one, we go all the way back to Stage 1. That's the part that's bullshit. Fuck you. Fuck you. Give me health. You better give me health. Nice. Block. No, grab him. Fucking kill his ass. Block. No. No. Fuck you. Yes! Thank fucking God it's over. Oh my God. Jeez. It already auto-saved. Let me nice try. Dude, that shit's beyond annoying. Okay. Morning, Tara. Okay. Why don't I use the stairs? Because the game's dumb jokes after something that's insanely hard is very annoying. I'm not in the mood for jokes after that shit. Okay. I don't know how much is left. Well, no, that's not true. I do know how much is left. It's 2 chapters. We're pretty close to the end. That exercise frustration's over. Yeah. Okay. 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 So now we do the door? No. What's the point of this? Because if I go to the other side, it disappears. And I just grab the eyes again. Okay. Go forward. Okay. Oh, I see. And then open the door. All right. No, no, maybe I... Oh, no, maybe I have to use it. Okay, close the door. I want you to use it? Okay. Okay, why did it spawn back so fast? Can you pull it the other way? No, you can only pull it one way. Okay. But I lose it once I go here. Oh. I see. And now we can open the door. Okay. Now, or not. Okay. I don't know what's going on. And now we're down here. Okay. Okay. I don't really get how that shines the lantern, but alright.
I'm sorry, Spartan. When I learned that my mothers were close, I came to what...
We have special plans for you, my son.
All this effort and you still fail.
Okay, so that's why he grabbed it out of that earlier, I see.
Come, sisters. We will break him within the walls of Hekatonkeres.
Kratos found himself defeated, and this time no Olympian would come to his aid. Satisfied, the sisters returned home with their prize. Within the walls of their prison, they would delve into the broken warrior's soul and entice Kratos back to his place as a servant of Ares.
And then that's the beginning of the game. Everybody's all chained up. Yeah.
It has been too long.
Never again.
What does that mean? The Fury Citadel. What is even going on? The illusion again?
I have been away far too long.
You can see her in the morning. Come.
Look away, chat. You're too young.
In time, you will forget. All that you have lost can be yours once again. If this is what keeps you in service to Lord Ares, then this is what you shall have.
It is not real.
I can be your reality. The hard part is over, Spartan. You have committed the ultimate sacrifice. Offer yourself to us completely, and you shall live in blissful illusion.
Never.
Then let death be your reality!
You play this?
What is the meaning of this?
Almost.
You have made a poor choice, Spartan.
Okay, he got to the eyes of truth. Got it. Electo's chamber.
A simple trinket will not defeat us, sister.
Sure about that? Why don't you tell that to the one sister it beat?
Beautify me? You are but a mortal.
You should have taken our offer, Kratos. Now you will pay for that mistake.
I am the queen of the Furies.
What the? What the fuck? Okay. So she was the tentacles in the water. That has to be hurting her. I mean, like, come on. Okay.
Your brothers will offer mercy. There is no escape.
Can you block that? Okay, he literally did nothing. Gotcha. Alright. I summoned him and he did nothing. Gotcha.
Let us see if your brothers will offer mercy. No escape.
Nice try.
You bring this on yourselves.
Okay. Okay. Tentacles are back. This has to be an illusion, right?
You are not the one Ares had hoped for. You will pay for taking Akira's life!
Okay. What now?
Life for a life.
What the fuck? Where is he? I don't even see him. Sometimes this game's too grand for its own good. If that makes sense. I couldn't even tell where he was. Like, I was getting hit, and I didn't even know where he was. I couldn't figure out, like, where to go, where to roll, where anything. I don't know if you could tell, but I rolled there. Like, I can't even tell, and I'm the one playing. Okay. Yeah, how much health is this tentacle gonna have? Okay. Okay. Okay, they only attack that part. Fuck off. Ouch. Okay. I'm pressing it. Okay. She's gonna try to drown us? Oh, what the fuck? Ew. Say bye-bye, limb. I wouldn't go in that water, dude. You got more balls than me. She could have just easily ate you right there. Like that. Gonna stab the shit out of her. Stab the shit out of her. There you go. Now we're thinking the same. Nah, keep doing it. Keep doing it. Don't stop. Okay. Why does it look like she just stops right there? It's weird.
We are of one blood. You will not defy us.
Fuck off. Uh-huh. I was wondering where she was because we never killed her. You gotta be kidding me. Now it's not the time. Hold on, my eye's messing with me again. Okay. Hey, Intra. Hey, DJ. He's gonna try to eat us, right? That doesn't look right. Okay, alright, that definitely was bugged last fight, because she now moves normally. Or last time she did it. No, this is past the elevator. Nice armor on your moves. Like on everything. Nice. Like, you can't attack her more than twice, or she just armors through everything you do. Grab this. Nice. Selecto. No, it's a Fury. Neither God or Titan. So like the same ones you see in Hades. Bro, are you serious? You do what the fuck? I couldn't jump the thing because I was knocked down from her move. And I couldn't even tell that she was grabbing me because I can't tell the difference between a grab and a regular hit at this angle. It all looks the same. Alright, hurry up and get in here.
I will see you dead.
Nice. I was gonna say it doesn't work on you. I can't jump it because I'm already stun locked from her hit.
You bring this on yourself, Spartan.
Oh, okay, so that's just an unblockable. Gotcha. No. Okay. You just immediately got done attacking and you can go instantly into a grab. Like, that's not... No way is that fair. I don't even know what happened there. I think I got hit by her unblockable. I don't even know. And that doesn't damage me, no. So I didn't get damage from that. And I can't use this against her because she has so much armor, I can't even use it. My best move. No. Deny or grab. And I got hit by the big... No. And you're not safe after those like pro legs attacks. No. Unblockable. Instant just let me do damage to you and you can't do anything about it. That's annoying. And what also sucks is the sister takes so long to get into the fight that all the rage you build up that could help you against her is taken away from you. Because you have to endure this long ass cutscene, or this. And then your rage goes down. And then that stuff could be useful against her, and the game's just like, no, you can't have it.
We are of one blood.
You can't use it against her.
None defy us.
I don't even... You see, I didn't even see the grab coming because I was too busy looking at Electo in the background. And then I roll to try to get out of the way of her attack, and I get hit with the move you gotta jump over. This doesn't seem like it does anything to her. Shut up. No one gives a fuck about your sister. I did half my health. Her just landing to the ground did half my health. I don't know if you noticed, but I went from a full health to dead off a wombo. Sure, it'd be nice if I could keep my rage. Would also be nice is if your actual abilities did anything against them. Like, that's all he does. So you're like, your greatest tool is now rendered useless. That does damage you. I don't know why they made it to where you can't use this in stage 2. I don't get it. Like, it should carry over.
We are of one blood.
That's nice. Nice unblockable. Fuck, didn't mean to get hit by that.
I will see you dead, Spartan!
Unblockable. Okay. Oh, now you want to get staggered. Why can't you get staggered normally, like, all the time? I don't get it. Oh yeah, because I wanna do that on Electo, yeah. Unblockable. Hey, kitty. You're not safe anywhere. Like, you can't do anything without getting punished. Why'd I get hit?
Bring this on yourself.
I just got hit by a double unblockable. Feels good. Come here, you fucking asshole.
shame, Sparta. Oathbreaker.
Get the fuck out of here. I'm tired of you.
You are not fit to be called a Spartan.
I lost everything because of you!
They were not there by chance, Kratos.
You think you want truth, but truth will only bring you pain!
Right in the fucking implants.
My death will not free you from this madness!
I would not have been strong enough to choose your path, Spartan.
Orcos,
I would have taken what my mother's offered.
I would rather live in truth.
I fear you may come to regret those words. Lord Ares still holds your bond.
This cannot be.
Before you killed them, my mother's once again made me your Oathkeeper. For you to be free, I must die by your hand.
I do not understand.
If you do not release me, my father will retain power over you, but even worse, I will live in eternal torture.
I have spilled enough innocent blood.
There is no other way, Spartan. Destroy the Oath. Kill Ares. Have your revenge. I was never the warrior my father wanted me to be. But please, all I ask, give me an honorable death.
With the death of Orcos, the blood oath to Ares was finally broken, and the painful truth rushed back to Kratos' mind. The truth of the murder he committed, the slaughter of his wife and child, the carnage forged from his relentless ambition, surfaced in perfect clarity, and became the visions that would haunt him all of his days. now free of the Fury's madness, but still tortured by the truth of his past. Kratos left the only home he'd ever known and set out to undo all that he had wrought.
Thanks for the GGs. Thank you. Yeah, that was the final boss, yeah. Electos, the final boss. I'd rather if they would have told it straight instead of fragment it. Oh, technically Orcos was. True. That is a short story. Yeah, that's the problem with this game. I've said it. I said it once. I'll say it again. The problem with this game, outside of the combat being honestly just not fair, is that it's just not a story worth telling. That's pretty much it. That's the problem prequels face. Is while making it, you have to ask yourself, is it a story worth telling? And this one is not. Do we really need to learn how he broke his oath with Ares? No, we don't. It doesn't change anything. So ultimately, it just like... Now, it's just hard. Coming after God of War 3, you have to compare it to God of War 3 because it's the one that's close resemblance. In close resemblance. And what you're doing is just, it doesn't feel as important as, say, God of War 3 does. God of War 3, it feels like what you're doing is important because you have a goal that you're actively working towards the entire game. In this one, honestly, your goal really isn't that clear for like most of the game. You don't really, you're playing, but you don't really know what you're playing for or playing towards, really. And I think that's its biggest problem. Ready for the next one? Yep. We have Ghost of Sparta. This game looked like a cash grab for the success before, lack of polish. I wouldn't call this a cash grab. It's just, it's not a cash grab. It's them just trying to make something after God of War 3. We've seen the exact same thing happen with other companies. God of War, Gears of War Judgment is the exact same thing as this. Gears of War Judgment happens after Gears of War 3. And they just didn't know what to really do after, like, they didn't have a solid idea of what to do after the series. You can tell just by simply comparing the importance of story between this and 3. Where in 3, a lot of the stuff matters. A lot of the stuff is important. A lot of stuff is given weight on what you're doing, where you're going, why you're doing this, what you're doing, the adversaries you're facing. In this, it's one-off enemies that you get introduced to. Don't really have any other reason why to fight them. And then half of the game, you don't really have any motive as to why you're going here and doing this and doing what and going there and doing this and doing this. It's just not. They want to continue the franchise, but they just didn't really have any solid ideas. You know? It's just not as important. And that's the problem with prequels in general. Those prequels, they try to make a story before the actual story was created. And so, you know, runs into problems of creating loopholes in the story, or oftentimes just being a story that's just not really worth telling. Movie related, it's, you know, it's kind of like The Hobbit, you know, compared to Lord of the Rings, movie wise. Yeah, but it's not that simple. Like, it's not a cash grab. They put time and effort into the game. Like, all the people worked on it, you know? In my opinion, a cash grab is like a blatant attempt of trying to make money off something that's just bad. Like, the game can be good. It's just there's certain things about it that just aren't good. Like, it's not a bad game. Yeah, I agree. Aliens, Colonial, Space Marines is a cash grab. I agree. I wouldn't call this a cash grab. It's just not as good as the other ones. I just don't know why they made the combat so punishing. That's one thing I don't understand. Like, who thought the parry was too OP in God of War 3? And decided to make it worse. Like, harder to pull off, more risk involved, and less reward overall. Like, I don't understand who thought that was a good idea. I couldn't say. I only played multiplayer once. Maybe. And I don't even remember it. I played it only one time. But I think this is a good example of like the graphics in this are really pretty, right? It's a pretty looking game. It looks really nice. It's, you know, it's one of the last PS3 games to get released before the PS4. It looks great. But I think this is a good example of like graphics don't get you that far. I mean, they made commercial success off this. Don't get me wrong. And ultimately, that's all that really matters for them, so that they can go and financially make their next game. But like as a game, as a video game, like the PSP games are better than this, and they look far worse, and they handle far worse too. Like as a video game. And this one's too heavily reliant on you just, like, you can't utilize your own tools to your advantage half the time in this game. So, I think it's a good example that graphics don't really necessarily lead to a great game. That's why graphic fidelity is the least important factor on a game being good, unless it's a walking sim. Yeah, it's important in walking sim because walking sim doesn't have as many elements to really appreciate. Just as audio, story, and fidelity. Because most of the gameplay is very limited, so yeah. I don't think the God of War games are bad at all. The PSP God of War games are bad at all either. I'm just saying, like, some people will... My idea of saying that was some people immediately discredit them because they're handheld games. Right. But I think they're great. But they're working on limited resources compared to this. So, by definition, they're more limited. But even with that limitation, I think they strive to be something better than this is. Like the graphic fidelity and the ability to have more fluid combat doesn't make this a better game at all.